I will put up with a lot, and I'll deal with a lot. But again, with everything, a line ends up getting drawn at some point.
Yeah, there's no need. Like, just don't push it. Just like listen to your music when you're with yourself, and maybe like if you have to go as far as me and my ex-wife did, just don't listen to music together. If you're together, don't listen to music. You know what I mean? It's that simple. Like, there's no you're never going to win that. There is no winning that fight.
No. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's the only music I won't listen to. I will listen to anything else. Oldies, I'll listen to most top 40 if I have to, just because it doesn't bother me that much. Because I know most of it, just because it's always played somewhere.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, Ann and I have a lot of similar taste in music. We like a lot of the same music and stuff like that. I can't do country.
That's fair. I don't see a problem with just not listening to country.
Yeah.
Like, it's if it's something that you could be convinced of, then I would say, you know, do it. But obviously, you're not going to be convinced of anything at this point.
Nope. Not in the slightest.
And it's stupid to play.
And it pisses me off because it's not like I throw fucking death metal in her face and say, you must like this.
I understand. You know? Okay, we are live on the air.
Yay.
I have to remember that the banter thing doesn't always work as well in a live situation. Because I can't just edit. Usually what I do is I edit the best of our conversation and put it at the beginning of our show.
Yes.
But when we're live, this is just our conversation. So I'm going to just jump right in and start the music. How was your day?
The day was all right.
That's good.
It was good. You know, it was quiet. I helped a friend on the phone today dealing with some severe depression and helped get them calmed down and looking at things in a different light. And that was kind of nice. And
very cool.
Yeah.
All right. In the spirit of Sports Day. Yay, sports.
Yay, sports.
I will do this for Sports Day. I don't know, Gord, you should download Speaker Podcast Radio on something that you're not using to talk on, and then you could listen to the show live on the air. I'm not saying do that now. Just might be a neat idea.
Delay, though. We won't do that. I can't do it while we're doing it because the delay is so frustrating.
Yeah. The music is a plan. Well, that was a big fumble. Hi there. Happy Sunday. It is February 2nd, 2020, and I'm Eric coming at you from beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where if I based every bet I ever made in my life on advice I got from a vomiting hippo, I'd be in some trouble right now, I tell you.
I don't trust vomiting hippos anymore.
It's not the first time I've said it, but I swear to God it's the last. I am not listening to vomiting hippos anymore. I don't know if I brought that up last night or not. Hi, everybody. Welcome to What If We're Right, live once again on Spreaker.com. If you happen to be listening on Spreaker tonight, you can live chat with me right now. You can call in and talk to me and Gord, 604-655-9969. 9630. Standard long-distance charges may apply. There is a vomiting hippo who predicts Super Bowl winners.
Shut the fuck up, really?
Yes, it vomited on the winning team's emblem yesterday. We talked about it on Thor's Kin. And it was right.
Well, it's a 50-50 shot. Come on.
Yeah. It was right. It got it right. Anyway, I bet hard that San Francisco was going to win, and they didn't, so whatever. How's it going, Gord? Welcome.
Yay, I'm here. Good. How you doing, my friend?
I am well. Thank you for joining me tonight on this lovely night. I want to say hi to the kids at Thanks for Watching Movies podcast. It's an Anchor podcast. They're cool kids. We still owe them $25. It's in the mail or something. We'll pay you. We'll pay you eventually. We're just, it's Blame Canada Post. It's their fault.
Yeah, it's definitely their fault.
My name is Jeff.
I also want to say hi to Mike at Pit Lane Parlay. Sad day for the racing world. Well, not today. It's a day behind, but Arlo. Oh shit, which one was it? One of the Andretti's died today of cancer. Very sad. Died yesterday. I'm sorry. They are a massive family in the racing world, and that would be Mario Andretti's grandson, I believe. Passed away from cancer. Very sad for the racing world. So Mike and everybody at Pit Lane Parlay, that sucks for you guys. So out of sympathy, head over there to Apple Podcasts and leave them a 5-star rating. Hi to Queenie at CQP Moments. And of course,
hey Queenie,
my friends Alex and Tom from Thor's Kin. Alex, who scoured all of the English countryside to find somewhere to watch today's Super Bowl, and then he posted a photo of himself in a pub with like 9 people. Nobody over there gives a crap. It was pretty funny.
That's fantastic.
You can listen to Thor's Kin on podbean.com, which is a really cool site for listening to podcasts like me and Gord's. And you can hear me on Thor's Kin, and you can hear Gord on Thor's Kin. Check them out. It's a funny show. You guys like it.
And eventually you'll be able to hear Eric and Gord together on Thor's Kin.
Hopefully sooner than later. But I'm trying to fill up this month with guests of our own. So that's exciting stuff. Maybe we should invite those guys on here. That's what we should do.
I fully agree.
I haven't done that yet. I will. Yeah, well, I'll get that out of the way first, I guess, because the world was watching Super Bowl Sunday. San Francisco versus Kansas City. It was an absolute snooze fest right out of the gate. Just boring as fuck. The whole game was just disappointing, in my opinion. And
Really?
Kansas City had a massive comeback in the second half and took the win. I don't care about either of the teams, so I wasn't all that into it. And the fact that it was a really slow-ass game didn't help. We don't get the cool commercials in Canada, so that's not even a reason to watch. One thing, though, halftime
I find it funny
show.
that you called it boring.
Sorry?
I find it interesting that you called it boring because the last time I watched a Super Bowl game was when the last time the 49ers won, which was in 94.
Right.
That's the last time I watched them. I was actually enthralled. I ended up watching most of the game. I was quite enthralled with it. It was really interesting.
It was interesting.
Saw a couple of nice pickoffs, some good returns, some good throws, some good plays. I was actually happy with it.
Fair
it was
enough.
a close game.
I'm glad you brought it up. Or I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people probably don't agree with me. And that's fine. If you don't agree with me, call in or shoot me a text right now or chat with me online here. 604-655-9630. Phone lines are open. Feel free to call and tell me that it was a good game. Now, one thing I did find interesting was the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
J-Lo and Shakira.
Like Shakira.
Shakira looks better than she did 20 years ago. What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, she's aging incredibly well.
She is 43 years old and looks amazing. She looked 40 when she was 20. Now she looks 20. I don't know what the hell she's doing, but keep it up. She looked hot as shit, and I've never found her attractive at all. She was...
Yeah, I wasn't... Yeah, I agree. I wasn't all that into her when she first came out, but super, super impressed right now.
And Jennifer Lopez, 50 years old this year. Not looking like a 50-year-old lady out there, I'll tell you. I'm not a big fan of J-Lo. I don't find her attractive either. She's a beautiful woman, I guess, whatever. She's not my... I don't see it. But, goddamn, for 50, she looks amazing. And she put on a good show. They both put on a good show. In my opinion, it's not a halftime show anymore. That's 3 years in a row where it's just been fucking... Like, what are you doing? AC/DC's on tour, man. Why do you got J-Lo singing at the halftime show? Get a rock band in there. Get the crowd fired up for the second half.
See, that's the thing that I've never understood.
Coldplay, Bruno Mars, fucking Lady Gaga, who I love, and now J-Lo. Fuck, come on. I'd listen to Nickelback for that. Fuck.
I was going to say, the last rock band to play it was Nickelback. I mean, like... Because I'm sorry, Maroon 5 is not fucking a rock band. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Maroon 5 has no business at a football game, and I'm a big fan of Adam Levine, but just Coldplay was terrible. Like the last 5 years, it's like a good half hour to go do something else.
Yeah.
Get some rock bands out there. Fuck, I would have put up with Kiss. Eminem's got a new record out. I will give credit where credit's due. Pink was asked, and she said no because she's siding with she's siding with Colin Kaepernick in the whole battle against the NFL. So,
interesting thing about the Super Bowl is that Jay-Z, his company, Rock, whatever the fuck it's called. He was hired to basically produce the halftime show, and in the opening parts, the opening ceremony thing for the Super Bowl, him and Beyonce remained seated during the national anthem.
Oh, really?
Didn't take a knee, just remained seated, and people are lambasting the shit out of him for it.
So they're with Kaepernick as well.
Oh, they've been very open about that, yes. But I find it strange that he just signed a massive, massive deal with the NFL. And the NFL wants you to stand up and show, stand up for the national anthem. That's a big fucking stance for them.
Well, yeah.
And yet here he is literally giving them the middle finger.
Yeah, well, that's basically what it is. How do you guys like this? Is this cool?
Hey, at least I can see now. That's cool. Hello.
I was trying to switch cameras so that I didn't have to deal with this, but apparently I cannot.
It's okay. Now I just get to the top of your head.
I don't see anything. Yeah, that's a weird. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you would do if you're Jay-Z in that position.
Well, it's a business deal. You put your bullshit aside and you do what's best for your business deal, or you don't take the deal. In my opinion, it makes him a total fucking hypocrite for taking the deal in the first place. If you're going to side with Kaepernick, who's actually against what the whole rift between him and the NFL, and you're going to do a giant business deal with him, but then not stand up for you can't have it both ways, and that's what he's doing. He's having his cake and eating it too. And I think the NFL, if they were smart, they'd rip up his fucking contract, say get the fuck out of here.
Oh, cool. I just went to the Spreaker.com live chat page, and it's really neat.
Yeah.
I've never gone. Sorry?
I'm at it. I don't see anything. There's no video on it.
No, not on Spreaker.com. There's no video. It's just it shows the waveform of our conversation. It's a really nice page. I've never looked at it while I was on the air. Very cool. So people call in. You're listening. Fucking do it up. It is not only Super Bowl day in the world, it is also Groundhog Day.
Oh, it's 3 days today.
Hence, it's a bunch of days today, but Groundhog Day, we have 5 official groundhogs in Canada, and they have a combined accuracy rate of 35%.
Pathetic.
The groundhogs are not historically a good judge of when spring is coming.
PETA, by the way, has spoken up, and they want to. They think that we should stop using groundhogs and use robots instead.
I heard that, and I think PETA should I think we should club them instead of baby seals this year. What the fuck? Do you know how well those
I think we should club PETA with a baby seal.
Yes, we should all go grab a baby seal and hit PETA members with it. What the fuck? Do you know how well those fucking groundhogs are treated?
They're virtual royalty.
They are. They get treated like better than show dogs. Fuck. And then they have to go in a fake hole that's not a hole and pretend to come out. Like those animals are in no way abused.
No.
I'm so sick of PETA. PETA's become like the new Greenpeace, where they just gotta fucking be everywhere. All that, like, go fuck yourself. You have a cause, and I don't even think it's a particularly bad cause. I could get on board, but you gotta back off with the stupid shit.
Oh, fully. They've made themselves look and sound just fucking stupid, and I don't agree with them at all. Fuck you dirty pieces of shit.
Greenpeace did the same thing, in my opinion, when they just went too far with stupid crap. So the groundhog, they couldn't agree today. The one in Halifax saw its shadow. The one in Ottawa didn't. The one in Saskatchewan, I don't know. I don't think he showed up for work. I've never really paid attention to the groundhog, really.
No.
The Bill Murray commercial was pretty fucking cool, though. The Jeep commercial during the Super Bowl.
Fuck, I didn't.
Oh, it was he redid Groundhog Day, but he's like 30 years older now, right? He wakes up in the bed the same way he did in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and reenacts that whole thing, like the whole opening sequence where it's like, "It's me, Ned Ryerson."
Oh, that's so funny.
It was really funny. It's like a Jeep commercial.
Genius.
Before I want to get on to, we were just talking about whether groundhogs are abused. I want to talk about abuse for a minute, but I will do that later because it's not just Groundhog Day. It's also Palindrome Day.
That's right.
The first Palindrome Day in 909 years. And that's nifty. I'm a big fan of palindromes. I know that's the nerdiest fucking thing I'll ever say, ever. But I like palindromes, so fuck you guys. I tried to come up with like a funny way to make Eric and Gord into a palindrome. Somehow, like any way I could do that, but you can't. But I would. It would be very cool if like our show title could be a palindrome somehow. So I'm going to work on that for the next year or so. For those of you who don't know, a palindrome is a word forward, spelled forwards and backwards is the same word. Easy example for if you don't know is Bob. Bob is a palindrome.
Yes.
My favorite is Ogopogo.
That makes sense that would be your favorite.
Who is a mythical, according to some people, he's mythical, sea creature right here in Okanagan Lake. He's not mythical. He's fucking fantastic, and I've never seen him, but I know he's there. Palindrome being because if you use O2 as the day, so it's O2, O2, 2020 today. It's like, that's good luck and shit. Everybody's getting married today and stuff.
Be lots of fucking.
And there's going to be a lot of fucking. Well, I don't know. It's so close to Valentine's Day. You don't want to get too carried away with your fucking on the 2nd and have nothing saved up for the 14th.
Well, yeah, but see, this is the thing, though. So geeks and nerds and numbers guys and math guys, they'll be fucking like wild pigs tonight.
Only each other.
Only each other and their palms.
Jocks will be... Kansas City fans will be fucking the girls. Well, palindrome guys are giving themselves
they'll be ignoring
exams.
their wives because a bunch of guys in tights won.
That's true. You never know.
Yeah.
I like that in England they call it hand egg. That was cool. Because it's not football.
They call it hand egg.
Palindrome day. That's cool. I like palindromes. I don't know why. I think they're cool. I'm an English nerd, though. I like English language. It's neat to me. One last thing on the calendar. And this one has been very divisive, and I've been following it all day. It is National Hijab Day.
Oh, God. Really?
Now, this has been a controversial thing all day because some people are celebrating the fact that women in North America don't have to wear a hijab anymore. Whereas some women are celebrating the fact that they can wear the hijab if they want to. Very divisive and very interesting how both sides argue and fight all goddamn day instead of recognizing the irony in you women should be coming together and just be celebrating each other's freedom. And if you want to wear a hijab because you're more comfortable that way, then do it, and do it proudly. And if you don't want to wear one because to you it's a symbol of oppression from where you came from, then don't wear it. And fucking do some Vidal Sassoon or whatever you do to your hair and fucking let your freak flag fly. But you shouldn't be arguing. You should be celebrating the fact that you can even have that choice instead of fucking arguing. Like, so some women don't see it as a sign of oppression. Some women just, it's what they do. And you can't be fucking calling them names on fucking Twitter and calling them out for that shit because they're here voicing their opinion. That's the whole point of our culture, is we get to voice our opinion on anything all the time. We get to wear whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. As soon as one of these women stands up and says, I wear this because I want to, and I'm proud of the fact that I have the option if I can or I don't. If I don't want to wear it for a day, I don't have to. You know, I like to wear it because that's how I feel comfortable. I think every woman should be standing up being fucking right, sister.
Right?
That's
but no.
fantastic. But no, they don't.
On the Twitter and the Instagram and all the shit, it's been a real big fight all day. And I don't like it.
My name is Jeff.
Speaking of the Instagram, follow Eric and Gord. At Eric and Gord on the Instagram. Follow us and like us. And that's the cool thing to do these days. So do that too, please. And I will do the same for you. I follow some interesting people on the Instagram. It's very fun. Mm-hmm. And on the Twitter, I have been talking with a fella. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up because it's kind of a long shot at this point. But I have asked, and he has said a very consummate maybe. Which probably means no, but I'm trying to get a very special guest for us. Someone who I'm a big fan of. It probably won't happen. It definitely not happening anytime real soon, but hopefully this year we could have guesting on our show. I'm trying very hard. Mr. Macaulay Culkin.
No way, really?
Really. He's a fellow podcaster. He's got the Bunny Ears podcast. It's very cool. I love Macaulay Culkin. I've loved him for years. He's a funny dude.
I love that movie he did about the rave kids.
Yeah.
Cannot think of the name of it right now, but oh my god, that movie was fucking amazing.
Neither can I. I just read his. He just did a list. His Macaulay Culkin's top 10 favorite Macaulay Culkin movies.
Oh, really?
And that was number 2, I believe, on his list.
Right on.
Number 1 was Home Alone 2 because it bought him a house. I thought that was cool.
That's a good reason.
And number 4 on his list was Uncle Buck. And it was because John Candy wanted to make the kids happy, so he actually made the giant fucking pancakes.
Oh, did he really?
He really did for the kids.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's pretty cool. It was just his way of like making the kids happy, because that's the kind of guy John Candy was, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he knows movie sets suck. He's like, I'm gonna cheer up these kids. So there was like the big prop pancake, but he fucking snuck around and made the real one. So that's just a cool story. But I am going out on a limb. I'm trying everything I can, just podcaster to podcaster, get Mr. Macaulay Culkin on. If you guys don't follow him on Twitter, you should. He's fucking hilarious all the time. His tweets are just genuinely brilliant. So that'd be very cool if that happened.
See, that's one thing. I'm just the one thing I'm worried about us becoming super big on this is I for some reason I am just dead against Twitter. I refuse to get it. I refuse to open up an account. I refuse to do it. Don't know why.
Twitter is just slightly. It's more palatable than Reddit, but it's like Reddit. It just doesn't have.
Basically, it's your Facebook status.
Yeah, but it's also much more pithy, and a lot more people. Well, I don't get the negative comments because I'm awesome and my Facebook status rocks all the time. A lot of people get shit on Facebook. I get shit on Twitter all day long. Twitter is just a place where you go to say stupid shit, and then a bunch of other people say stupid shit about your stupid shit. Celebrities, like famous people who they contradict themselves wildly on Twitter. Like you will hear someone say something on the news, and then 5 minutes later they'll tweet something that's the total opposite of what they said. And you're just like, you're stupid. It's also a good place for like good information occasionally. Like if you need quick information, like shit goes on Twitter. People like go on Twitter and like, I'm calling 911. Stay tuned and see what happens. Like they do that before they call 911. Like don't do that. Call 911, then go on your fucking Twitter.
I love the things. I think it's Twitter that they do this with is when people are like out in public and they catch like a couple breaking up or something at like the next table, and then they live stream the what's going on, the whole conversation. Oh my fucking god! When those things appear, I live for that. But again, I won't get Twitter just to see that. I'll catch that when it comes on everything else.
I would say I have found no benefit as a podcaster. Really, very little ROI on the Twitter account. I'm kind of hooked, so I like to be on it. But we're not getting anything out of it. Instagram, far more engaging. But you can follow us on Twitter at Eric_Gord. I post there a lot. I don't care. I don't like it. But I do. There are some people I like. I've got the things anti-vaxxers say Twitter feed that's very fun. I have a Twitter feed that is tracks all the false things that Donald Trump says, and I get a weekly update of everything Donald Trump has said that week that's not true.
That's gotta be a very busy one.
4% of what that man says is true, according to political tracking sources. Something I wanted to say about the abuse, because I love that this is going Eric and Gord's way, and I was hesitant to speak out about this, but I did last year, and I've been very vocal about it, and I guess I gotta have balls and stick to my convictions, because I have been very halfway against the whole Me Too movement and what it's doing to our culture. Not that I'm not defending rapists or anything like that. I think they're all scumbags. I think they should all be chemically castrated. But the conversation went in a weird direction, and all men started getting punished. One guy who really got raked over the coals was Johnny Depp for abusing Amber Heard, and she jumped all over the fucking Me Too thing. And tapes were just released, recordings of her actually beating him, and him not defending himself and like crying and shit. So she looks pretty shitty right now because she fully jumped all over. She wrote like that letter. She wrote like an editorial about Johnny Depp beating her up, and it turns out it wasn't at all. It was her beating him. So there you go. Yeah, you too. I don't follow much of Johnny Depp anymore because I think pirate movies are stupid. The first one was cool, and then the 28 after that sucked.
I still can't believe they're doing another one without him. Like,
yeah, it's Disney for you. Disney will always try to suck the blood right the fuck out of everything. Look at Land Before Time. We were talking about this on the other podcast yesterday. Land Before Time, there's like 400 of those fucking things.
Really? I only knew the first one.
Oh, no, they go on for... I think they're still making them.
Oh, Jesus.
The dinosaurs... Like, now they're just digging up the dinosaurs and finding them. But women, there you go. I hope you didn't lie. I hope, because like, if Kevin Spacey ends up coming back, like, well, that wasn't women, that was mostly dudes, but still, anyone who's lying in this thing, the truth is going to come out. It came out for Jian Ghomeshi. It's coming out for Johnny Depp. It will come. The truth will come out eventually, and women, no one will defend your asses when it does. So. Be accurate and be truthful with your accusations. This one's particularly bad for me. We did a show about this last year. I went through a very abusive relationship where I got mocked by the police until I was stabbed and bitten. I got mocked to the point where I just stopped telling anybody because it wasn't worth it. And I fully understand what a guy goes through. Actually, 1 in 10 guys go through where they're getting abused. They just don't fucking say anything because people either just make fun of you or don't believe you.
Been there, my friend. I understand. Yeah.
Don't do that. And
just so you know, there's 14 Land Before Time movies. Holy fuck.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
They're not really before time when they're going on all the fucking time. It should be land all the fucking time.
It's basically a documentary of every day in the life of a dinosaur.
It really is. And I love the first one. I don't know. We were talking about this on the other show. The other show, like it's just our other show now. You know that other one we do? We were talking about that.
We'll take it over.
I skipped over something. Anyway, women, don't beat up men. Yeah. Men, don't beat up women. Don't rape them. And let's just all get along, with or without our hijabs. And go to fucking Shakira for aging advice.
Yeah, I have to completely second that.
NFL, you make $14 billion a year. Fucking hire a rock band, man. The halftime people you don't get paid for the halftime show, so it doesn't, you know. They're not doing it for the money.
You'll play Five Finger Death Punch between fucking songs, but yeah, you won't have the band play live. I just don't get it.
Maybe if it's Jay-Z's thing. Jay-Z's picking these broads.
It
was a good song. I enjoyed the performance. I thought it was a cool performance, actually. But it's not a fucking Super Bowl performance.
Oh, it was a very Latin, very danceable thing this year, but I think, and you compare that to like Katy Perry, pardon me, when she did her halftime thing, that was a halftime show. That was a fucking full production. That was like out of this fuck. That was insane.
Britney Spears and Aerosmith was fucking awesome.
Again, fantastic. But yeah, thank God they both can dance really well, because I don't know. I was disappointed with the lacklusterness of it.
It has been for a long time. I found that with Coldplay's. I found that with the Bruno Mars horrible debacle. And you can go back to the look at fucking Janet Jackson. She ruined her life on the fucking Super Bowl.
I'm still so bothered by that. Nothing about Justin Timberlake, he's the one who fucking ripped it off her chest, but she gets all the flack for it. That was bullshit.
Yeah, the whole thing was bullshit. And Jesus Christ, now that would be not even that wouldn't even register on anyone's radar as like the slightest bit shocking.
No. It really wouldn't.
It was a nipple.
It's just insane. It was a covered nipple. It wasn't even a bare nipple.
Right?
It was a covered nipple. There is nothing to be freaking out about. It's a covered nipple. Get over yourselves.
It was the fucking coronavirus of Super Bowl crises. People just grabbed onto it and went, "This is bad." And we went, "Why? I don't know, but it's fucking bad." And that chick should not sing anymore.
She should be ashamed of herself.
Fuck. But Justin Timberlake's albums went up 214% or something like that. And she just tanked.
Oh, it's just discrimination at its best, I guess. I don't know.
I still question whether Janet Jackson actually exists or if that was just a weird joke that Michael played on the world.
Oh, that's the reason why they released that single and video together. That's all I'm saying.
Nobody in that video looked like Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson hasn't looked like Michael Jackson. The fuck are we kidding?
No, but he's particularly freakish in that video. And it's a good song. I actually like that song. I don't remember it at all. I just remember at the time I liked it. And that Janet Jackson was pretty much as close as we had to a hot chick at the time, so there was some rough years there in the early 90s where like Missy Elliott was good looking. It was a weird, everyone was wearing baggy jeans. It was a weird time. We didn't know.
It was difficult for our generation because we came out of spandex. We were expecting to see this sort of thing, and then all of a sudden, everybody's all baggy shit. We're like, what the hell?
Everyone's baggy shit. Crisscross has everyone wearing their shit backwards. And you had some weird crushes. Like Missy Elliott or Taylor Hanson.
Taylor Hanson. I'm sitting here racking my brain. The fuck? Oh, Taylor. Oh, right. Gotcha. Okay.
So many people I know were pissed off that was a dude.
I still remember the first time I brought home Poison's "Look What the Cat Dragged In" album, and my dad looked at the cover and he's like, "Oh, the blonde's pretty cute." I'm like, "Yeah, his name is Brett."
That's awesome.
He was. It's like his whole world had crashed down. I was like, "What do you fucking listen to?"
I don't understand that era. Now, it's a little before my time. I was into the music and stuff, but I wasn't into dating and shit per se yet. I don't get how that was attractive. Like, how that was sexy to look like a chick.
Well,
and the more
remember.
Now there was a certain masculinity to it or whatever, but you're dressed like a chick. What the fuck? Why were girls digging that? I don't get it.
Yeah, as far as I saw of everything, it was just seemed more of only like actual rock stars were the ones that got to where dudes got to dress up like chicks. That was it. It wasn't. Yeah,
no, there was no average dude on the street was doing that.
No.
But the more feminine you look, the cooler you were. Look at Europe, or even Sebastian Bach in his heyday was. And Sebastian Bach could sing. He didn't sing like a chick, but he was effeminate.
Yeah, you're not lying. Oh, fucking lots of them were, but yeah, it was that's one of the things I always laugh at with Guns N' Roses, because Guns N' Roses, when they first came with Appetite, Axl Rose was very glam. They were
a little bit, yeah.
Slash not so much, but Duff McKagan was kind of glammy, sort of New York Dollsy punk sort of glam.
They're also credited for destroying it, though.
Well, and that's for me. That's what's really funny, because it literally, the glam thing lasted as long as the album first came out. But by the time they were like, they hit it huge, the glam thing was long gone.
Yeah, and is pretty much just the Welcome to the Jungle video, and then after that, he straightened his hair and got a little tougher.
That's right. Yeah, knocked off the mascara and.
But he was always kind of tough. Like, he didn't do glam very well. I think that's probably why they told him to stop it.
I just thought that because I didn't think, because there was no cohesion in the band, they weren't all glammed up. It was basically just him full glam,
yeah,
Duff partial, and then Slash, Izzy, and fucking Adler just regular dudes.
Well, yeah, that's because they were like, they're from the Strip, right? They grew up in it. It's like you come to Vancouver dressed what you think like people in Vancouver dress like, and then you're like, oh wait, what the fuck? You're not all hipster douchebags? No, most people aren't.
Wow.
And he comes like Duff and Slash. They're right in the thick of it. Axl comes from fucking Fort Bumblefuck, Indiana.
It's funny when you think of like states like Ohio that like produces like Slipknot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck does that come? Like, are you that bored that you come up with that? Wow, that's insane.
Right? It's always the place. Like, look at Seattle. It rains more than Vancouver, and there's nothing better to do but sit in your basement and fucking play your guitar. That's why you end up with 1,000 bands at the same time that are all fucking awesome.
Because they all got nothing else to do but sit inside and practice.
Yeah. Mudhoney has a new album coming out, by the way, and apparently it is fucking awesome.
Oh, fantastic. I'll be looking out for that.
Very cool to look out for. What else? That's it for February 2nd stuff. Palindrome Day, Hijab Day. Very, very cool. One thing before I get too serious on everybody's ass. Canada. Oh, Canada. CISA says we are very high on the list for cyber attacks and just traditional old school espionage. There was alleged attempts to tamper with our election, and then I guess the countries just gave up because what the fuck? You can't tamper with a Canadian election because who gives a fuck?
It's very simple. Whoever didn't win last time wins the next time.
Right?
It's just...
It's pretty much. It's like the point we give you in football. Just when you make it to the end zone without scoring, we just give you a point. Then we do that in fucking politics too. We're like, yeah, just give it to him. Fuck the dude.
Okay.
He already paid. Made all those signs.
He made that speech once. We'll give it to him. It's fine.
CISA says we currently face espionage threats. Traditional old school spying is still the most effective type of threat against us, coming from China, India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Venezuela, and Russia. All being watched. They're all spying on us. And they're all figuring out there's nothing fucking here to deal with. What are spies coming up with when they get to Canada? Yeah, there's nobody here.
Yeah. Like, a spy could come out and announce that he's a spy and he's here to spy on us. We'd be like, that's cool. Do you want to go for a beer?
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you everything you need to know, eh?
Right? I don't care.
You don't gotta sneak around, bud.
No, man. Well, we'll tell you whatever you need to know. We're fine.
We don't got no secrets here, eh? Except where the syrup's stored. That's not a secret. It all got stolen once. That's a fucked up. That's my favorite thing about Canada. That not only that we have a Fort Knox for maple syrup, that it got robbed at one time. It was like the biggest heist in Canadian history. It was not money. It was syrup. So yeah, that's very cool. It's very weird that people are spying on Canada and tampering with our elections. I don't know what you're going to do. Like, basically from China, I could see that being a threat. Just because the way they can influence business decisions. So they're going to try to influence our elections to go that way. But really, what do you how much? Half the fucking country's Chinese. You don't need to do a lot of spying to figure out you're going to win the elections. I just think it's interesting that we're big enough for that to happen. Because we're not. And as a very political guy on a very political show, I think it's a losing battle. You're not gonna win anything in Canada. There's nothing to win. Especially on this upcoming election, because fuck, Peter MacKay's already looking like a knob, and we're 4 years away from election. He's like, Peter MacKay's already putting out shit about, Justin Trudeau spent $800 on yoga last year. Who gives a fuck?
You know what's funny is, I mean, you talk about that, but yet what I don't understand is why it's not a massive deal over the fact that Trudeau's handed over $50 million to fucking MasterCard to develop a cybersecurity center in Vancouver.
That's
$50 million.
Yeah.
So they can set up a thing in Vancouver. Meanwhile, they made 16 point something billion dollars in profit last year.
And really, what cybersecurity? Like $50 million. I don't think collectively all the credit card holders in Canada don't have $50 million.
Definitely not in Canada, that's for sure.
Like, I get that we're like really open to hackers here because we're stupid, but there's not like 50. What is $50 million going to? You got 50 fucking Omar Cotters working there? Oh.
I just don't. Who gives a credit card company? What government gives a credit card company fucking money to build something? Like, this is...
Without at least a ridiculous application to fill out. Like, I would have, if MasterCard came to me for money, I would have been like, all right, you got this dictionary application to fucking fill out. I want your credit history going back to the fucking Flintstones. And then you're going to have to wait by your mailbox for like 6 months. And our interest rate is going to be fucking astronomical.
And then, by the way, once we get all this information and 6 months later, we're going to send you a notice saying you forgot to put a period somewhere. We got to refill the whole thing out and start over.
Oh, yeah, we're not telling you where it is either.
No, exactly. Somewhere on it, there's a mistake.
There is a lowercase t that has not been crossed. Please fix this and resend it in your own envelope with your own stamp.
Like, I just don't understand. Like,
it's
like they're literally saying that this is going to make Canada a world leader in cybersecurity. We're the ones. You don't go from the most vulnerable to the leader with $50 million.
No, you don't. And we're not going to be a leader in cybersecurity. No. We're barely a leader in cyber anything. Although we did just pass a new code of conduct for tech companies. The big the internet providers. I'm not going to get into it a lot today because I don't have a lot with me of the information of the nuts and bolts of it. But it's just basically it's an anti-monopoly thing. But Interesting, but we're not anywhere near being a tech leader, and we won't be because we don't have enough people to make our grid even worth protecting that much.
Yeah,
and there's nothing.
The thing is
what are we securing? I wasn't joking about the spies.
You're securing MasterCard. You're securing MasterCard. You're not securing the country. You're not changing the security of the whole country. You're securing MasterCard. Like,
nobody even accepts fucking MasterCard.
Visa anyway. Yeah, everybody uses Visa
right?
Anyway.
I don't know where his head is at. Like, he's obviously not listening to Beard.
No.
These are the kind of decisions Justin makes when he doesn't talk to the Beard first. You have to ask the Beard before you invest in things. He will set you straight. I'm losing faith in the Beard.
Maybe the Beard is only good for literally the facial thing where it makes him look serious instead of always looking that goofy fucking smile he always has.
I assumed the Beard had magical powers.
Yeah, wow.
I'm starting to feel very let down by the Beard. Because the Beard wouldn't do that to me. I'm going to grow my own beard to fight Justin's beard.
Well, I've been growing razors. That's insane.
So, yeah, maybe these 6 countries, we better start watching them closely because they're going to go after MasterCard because that's all we got. So these spies, maybe CSIS can... They'll have their hands tied protecting MasterCard. And Harry and Meghan.
As long as it doesn't turn Meghan Harry, then we'll be fine.
That's true.
Different thing to say. I have some other Canadian news, by the way. I
do, but go ahead. Hey, everybody, write in or call or something now. 65990.
Help us along.
Oh, weird. I don't know what just happened there.
What happened?
I don't know. Something weird.
In Eskasoni, Nova Scotia, by Cape Breton.
Eskasoni. I don't know. I just made that up, but I'm sure it's not Eskasoni.
It's a First Nation. There's a school in this. It's a First Nation school that has houses schooling for, I think it's grades 1 to 4 or 1 to 5, and they had a company that catered for this big lunch thing that they were having, and a bunch of the kids had gone home and were not feeling very well and weren't acting themselves. So a couple of the parents ended up taking their kid to the hospital, wondering what the fuck was wrong. They were all pale. One was just saying that she was super tired and her eyes were hurting. So they took her to the hospital, and they got tested and found out that they had THC in their system. They ate laced cake.
I did read that. That
by the school.
That is, in my opinion, just fucking fantastic.
I love the one saying, "My kids are usually hyper. My older daughter was just sitting there staring around."
Yeah, that's what happens to me.
My favorite thing was reading this one or hearing about this. I first heard about it on the radio. Was like, I mean, the parents' reactions, because it just shows how dumb they are. I thought my kid was going to have a heart attack, and I thought, no, man, that doesn't happen. There's never been a recorded case of somebody having a heart attack from eating an edible. They might think they will, but they don't actually have one. It just doesn't work like that. But the big thing is that none of the parents were informed, even though the school was notified. No parent got notified by the school. They found out from other parents.
Really?
That happened, yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, they all found out about a few days later. The whole thing.
I didn't realize that. That's frightening. I don't like that very much at all. In my opinion, it was only a matter of time before this happens. It's going to happen a lot. Your kids are gonna get into your pot. Be careful with it.
But the funny thing is, like I said, though, this actually came from a catering company. So they're investigating the catering company to find out if it was a mistake or if it was malicious. Because it was molasses laced is what it was, the molasses. So either they mixed it up, but then what's a catering company that supplies food for children? Why do they have THC stuff sitting close by when you have the same food for children?
Maybe they supply for adults too. It's just a thing. You get if you've got a fucking shop now where you supply gluten-free shit, but you accidentally give the gluten-free shit to the gluten dude. It's gonna happen. It's just the way it is now. It's a new world where we make pot brownies, and sometimes the wrong brownies are gonna go to the wrong customer. It happens all the fucking time, and it's gonna happen with pot now. It's stupid, but maybe you order the gluten-free crust and they accidentally give you the one with the gluten. It's no fucking different.
Yeah, it's true.
It just happened to be pot in this situation, and there's still a bunch of anti-pot people who are going to make it a big deal. It's not a big deal. Your kids are going to have much worse in a couple of years. Don't fucking worry about it. It sucks. It's stupid, and people have, I'm not catering companies. You got to smarten your shit up. If you're a pot company, fucking figure it out. Don't be smoking pot while you're making it, but mitigate your damages.
But yeah, I still can't believe that the school didn't release anything. That's insane.
I'm hearing this so much from vaccine incidents to lunch incidents to incidents of violence. Schools are not reporting to the parents, and that's your one fucking thing to do.
Yep.
Your job is to report to the parents. But this is happening. Remember, we did a story. I don't remember which is about fighting at school and how the fighting is not getting reported. Because then it makes the school look bad or whatever. This schools, you gotta fucking start. You're not making yourselves look any better when you're striking. I tell you, with this kind of shit, you're not reporting stuff. You're just come on. What are you doing? And these teachers being shitty about the lunch program and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not helping the school situation. The school's already pretty much fucking obsolete. So you guys want to start doing better, not worse, because basically you can be replaced by the internet anytime now. We don't need you anymore.
That's right.
We need 8-hour break from our kids, so we send them to you, and then we get a break. You're just a fucking glorified daycare now. You teach nothing. The curriculum sucks anyway. It doesn't teach anything worthwhile. And now you're not even babysitting properly. So what the fuck good are you?
Might as well just leave it with a 12-year-old fucking babysitter and wonder why things have gone wrong.
Hey, fuck! Get the seniors to be in charge, and everyone from grade 8 to 11 or whatever, 10 to 11, whatever if you have high school or middle school or whatever in your area. For me, we went from 8 to 12 in the same school. Some places, like I know Manitoba, you go 8 and 9, and then you do 10 to 12 in high school. Either way,
we've got 3 different ones.
Yeah, you've got 3 different. I think almost everywhere in BC does. BC just has the 2. But fucking get the senior kids to be the teachers, and they can teach the kids everything they just learned. It's still fresh in their minds. They can teach the grade 8s what they just fucking learned in grade 8. That's no big deal. We don't need a fucking teacher to come do it.
No.
And then that could be your extra credit for whatever. That's your work experience. And they get the grade 10s to fucking sweep at lunch. Boom. There goes your custodial budget. I just saved you millions. Get rid of it.
Which is funny because these kids nowadays can't even know how to pick up fucking work a broom, so it doesn't matter.
Right? All the more reason to put them to work at lunchtime. Fuck, half of them are going to graduate and go into being janitors anyway.
No, they'll just stay not working and just stay at home and wonder why they can't get a job because they're saving out for management.
Yeah, they're saving. I'm holding out for management, except for the ones that are like, McDonald's is the best employer in the country. I fucking hate people who work at McDonald's. No, it's not. Yeah, they treated you good. Shut up. It's McDonald's. Your McJob is not cool.
You have no idea what it means like to be treated good or bad until you've worked at least 5 jobs.
Yeah. Go to a construction site for one day. Yeah, no, that's a good point. We should be teaching more in school and get rid of teachers, get students doing shit for 4 years so that they graduate and they have some sort of cognitive function. That they don't just all like get handed a diploma and one of those chairs from Wall-E so they can just float home on their little iPad.
Float home. That's great.
Fuck. I like it. Just revolutionary. I never had that thought before. No more striking in Ontario is done then. That's a good way to end all the striking in Ontario. Get rid of the teachers. You don't like your contract? No problem. You don't get another one. Bye-bye. I love it. Put an end to that fight right there. Sorry, Rob Ford. I just won. Or Doug. Sorry, it's Doug. Doug, sorry, Rob.
Same thing.
Doug. I win that one. Maybe instead of mayor of Vancouver, I'll just run for premier of Ontario.
There you go.
I could do it. I know.
You definitely won't do anything worse than what's out there.
Absolutely not. I know very little about 2 cities in Ontario. Well, one's not really a city, I guess. I know very little about Ontario. I doubt I could name 10 places in Ontario, and I only know shit about Toronto. And
that's okay, because Toronto is all that matters in Ontario anyways. Speak to anybody from Toronto.
Yeah, but don't tell anyone in Ottawa that. Yeah, you could. They know.
Oh, no, Ottawa understands. They don't care.
They know.
They get it.
Yeah. I know a lot about Mississauga. That's nothing, but I do. That's like a place I know stuff about. Other than that, I know nothing. Oh, Kingston. I know you got the big jail.
That's right.
That's all I know. Kingston has jails.
Yeah. Milton has a Supermax jail.
I'm learning about Milton. Yeah. I know stuff about Milton.
Milton's always had a jail, but ours is a full class jail. It houses anything from lifers to part timers to weekenders to mid guys, people just waiting for their trials, men and women. It houses. We are an equal opportunity jail.
Milton, in my mind now, because I don't see it and I don't want to. Milton looks exactly like the town in Edward Scissorhands in my mind.
I'll agree to that.
All the cars just leaving at the same time and coming at the same time. All the houses the same. The stuff that your website's amazing. Your Facebook page, I love it. Hey, go to our Facebook page at Eric and Gord Show and like us and stuff. Go to our group. Join our group, Eric and Gord's group for people who like groups. If you feel like you're not in enough groups, this is the group to group in. I tell you. Just go to Facebook. Eric and Gord's group for people who like groups. And everyone who's in it fucking loves it. It is the groupiest place to group.
I get all my grouping needs met while I'm on that page.
People have told me that as well. That seems to be the common opinion of our group. I might try to find a way to integrate that with Instagram, and then all my Instagram friends can join my group. I got some weird hiss here. Where is that hiss coming from?
I don't hear it.
I don't like it. I got a weird hiss. It just started about halfway through. Where was I?
I don't know.
I have virtually no idea.
I have some big news.
MasterCard.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck you guys. Trudeau, you're an idiot. Go be a teacher. What a shock that you're a fucking teacher.
Yeah, right? Substitute at that. Can't do anything right.
I want to talk about the coronavirus, but I want to do that at the end. The only other story I have that's interesting to me, because it's another thing I said a year ago, and that's just the way. Listen to Eric and Gord. Go back and listen to anything from 6 months ago, and you will see it happening now. I have always said since... Shit, I don't remember when we first started talking about Bitcoin. It was long before you were such a massive investor in it.
Yes. Massive investor.
For those of you who don't know, Gord is absolutely 100% super rich in Bitcoin.
That's right.
He's doing this show out of pity for me, and he's humble enough to stay in his hometown where his roots are, but the dude
it makes me feel good with the common folk.
Dude's got Bitcoin coming out the wazoo.
Bit ass.
And Bitcoin's doing.
Watch, I'm gonna start getting hit up for loans now.
it's if you want to get a loan from our show, you have to write a review on Podchaser or Chartable.com or Apple Podcasts, and it's got to be a good review. And then we'll talk about a loan. Very high interest. Very high barrier, high interest. But if you get one, it's a sweet deal.
At least select you will get it.
So write us that review, and then you can send me an email and let me know at toddcochrancanblowme@gmail.com. God, I want to do a Facebook Live episode so you can hear me call it that. Anyway, I've been saying that Bitcoin is the MySpace of cryptocurrencies, the Napster of cryptocurrencies, if you will. And looks like Ethereum is coming up this year in a big, big way. It's got a big boost. Bitcoin's doing very well because China is looking shitty.
Yep.
And that sends the dollar all over the place, but Bitcoin goes up a little bit. Ethereum has gone up massively, and it's creeping up on Bitcoin real fast. So Ethereum is going to be the one to watch for in 2020. Apparently, it's going to hit a high and stay that way, as investors are predicting, which with crypto, you could fucking predict. You might as well have the groundhog predicting. So I don't put a lot of faith in what investors are saying. It could drop tomorrow, but it is doing very well, and it's going to be a contender. And Bitcoin, I think we could be seeing the beginning and the end. It'll take years, but it's going to go down. And I would say Ethereum is the one to look out for. Now, there's going to be a new rookie fucking superstar next year, I'm sure. But this year, it's Ethereum.
It hasn't even broken $200 yet.
No, but it is stable and it's rising, and based on it, like its own thing, it was at like $1.20 and it's up to $1.80. Like, it's doing good. Whereas Bitcoin's all over the place and Ethereum isn't. It's a stable, good choice. Trust me on this shit. I'm the Kevin O'Leary of money. That's why I don't have any. I am the yin to his yang. I know just as much about investing as Kevin O'Leary, but I balance the universe. If I had his kind of money, there would be a ripple in the space-time continuum. And then the fucking Silver Surfer would turn into the Beyonder, and I'd never watch a movie again. If you understood what I just said, you're a nerd. Keep an eye on that. The funny thing about Chinese oil markets have dropped 20%.
Oh, isn't that what Trudeau wants to invest in?
Oh, wants to, or did invest $144 million of our CPP money in a surefire deal with. You remember our episode that Gord brought up the fact that why are we investing in Chinese oil when our oil companies are all hemorrhaging?
Yep.
Because it's a sure thing. It's going to be great. It's just our retirement money. Take it. It's fine.
It's a big deal.
144 million. I don't think that's the right number. It's up there, though. Maybe that is. I don't remember. Now, it's 14 companies. That's why I don't think 144, unless they each got 10 million, I guess. That makes sense. Yeah, maybe they each got 10 million. I don't know, but Chinese oil's fucking tanking, and that's my retirement fund, you pricks.
Yep.
Like, I've been saying for 10 years we're never getting CPP, but you don't have to expedite it by giving it away when I'm fucking 40.
Yeah, that's...
Why'd you go...
That's what they get. It's what you... it's... Nah, fuck them. Morons.
Give it all to MasterCard. Fuck, I can't get one of those either.
Don't worry, though. You can get a job working for them at the security place, but you won't be able to get one.
Actually, I can't. They won't fucking give me ID. And that's fine. I don't even want my ID anymore. All right, government? Because I figure if I'm not good enough, if I'm not enough of a citizen to prove that who I am, then I'm not enough of a citizen to pay my fucking taxes anymore. So until I get ID, you don't get taxes. You can't collect from me. You can't prove who I am to give me a fucking care card. Well, then you can't prove who I am to collect my taxes. Done. Simple. Wait in line with TransLink, you fucking pricks.
Eric, I don't know if you've heard about this yet.
Guarantee I haven't.
Gerard Morio. No, Gerard Morio. I'm butchering his name. It sounds French. Must be it has an accent aigu. He has just won the Nobel Prize for his work with fast laser pulses. Now, here's why this is a cool thing.
And Trump is claiming that one, too, by the way.
Oh, probably.
Trump's saying, oh, no, I should have got that one, too. The Peace Prize, he's saying he should have got.
Peace Prize, yeah. His lasers will be able to cut the lifespan of nuclear waste, which right now is sitting at somewhere around 1 million years for it to fully break down and be safe, to 30 minutes.
That is the same as a McFlurry, by the way. Exactly the same as the McFlurry.
Yeah. That's right.
So
he's actually looking so he can break it down by pulsing it with these super fast pulses. He'll be able to break down nuclear waste, and it'll be broken down into virtual nothingness within 30 minutes.
Oddly enough, that is the exact same technology that the oncologists used on my non-tumor that I had. It was a very legitimate tumor. It wasn't a non-tumor. But what they did was they shocked it with radiation, and they busted it up into 1 million little pieces, and it just disappeared into my bloodstream. It was highly experimental. Well, not super, because they don't do experimental in Canada, but it was fairly
new.
I tell everyone I'm like a fucking robot. I'm like a super futuristic robot because they don't do this thing on very many people. I was just such a hopeless cause. I was going to die anyway, so they just did it on me. I was like, fucking do it. What does it matter? And then they did, and I lived. Absolutely none of that is true. I had the coronavirus of cancers. If you have to have cancer, you want the one I had. I actually felt fucking guilty because other patients, I would be at the cancer society with other patients, and they would be sick and horrible, and I was just like, fuck, I'm a dick. I shouldn't even be here. But anyway, that's another story for another time. I had cancer. They used that same thing. What I'm saying is, sorry, that's a long-winded way of saying that shit is cool and real. I buy it, and if it works on tumors, I guess it can work on nuclear waste.
Because basically what it is if you take the nucleus of an atom, that's made of protons and neutrons, but if you add or take away a neutron, that changes everything about whatever that thing is. So that's what makes that difference. It's all about how that initial atom is designed, right? So you remove an atom or take away or remove or change it. That's basically what they're doing. They're just going in and they're going to blast away stuff at the molecular level, and it'll just turn it from this radioactive waste to all of a sudden it's just a slurry.
And that's exactly what they did to me. And that makes sense. Now, we always focus on neutrons. Do they do any work with oldtrons?
I don't think so. I think they're letting them just waste away in an old neutron home somewhere.
So it's all about the neutrons, but the oldtrons just get fucking tossed out. That's stupid.
That's right. Nobody cares about the ultron.
You think if this shit could just be dealt with and disposed of in a half an hour, then why don't we all switch to nuclear power tomorrow? Because if there's a meltdown or something, we just fucking zap it with this shit and it's gone. It's like the Narcan of nuclear plants.
I think, well, that's the whole point, is eventually first you eliminate all the previous waste that's been built up, which is a lot. Once you've zapped away and gotten rid of all that, then you basically just put one of these things right on site of a nuclear power plant, and you can just blast away as much as you need.
If something goes wrong, then you just like fucking hit it with Mario's deal. What the fuck's his name? Mario? I don't remember. Marco, you said. Marco. I believe. I don't want to Google anything. I'll do it on my phone since none of you are calling. I want to Google this guy's name and see. That is fucking cool because nuclear power is amazing and great, and renewable and clean, but
and everlasting.
But number one, you end up with nuclear waste, which is a little hard to get rid of, and you can't just fucking keep burying it on native reserves.
I should get busy about that.
So this is amazing. This is great.
You're looking that up.
That's very cool. I got Michael Mayer. Oh, this is 2019? I don't know. Just Trump. You didn't get it. There you go. Just like the Peace Prize. You didn't get this one either, fool. I love how everyone in Egypt, he's saying like he brokered that deal and he should have got the Peace Prize, and everyone in Egypt saying he didn't have a fight. He was there. Yeah, he was here.
Yeah, he was there.
He didn't really do much. Like Obama did it. Trump just walked in and sat down for like the last meeting. And then he's like, I brokered this peace deal. No, you didn't. You were just in the room.
Dick.
That's like me saying I just gave $50 million to MasterCard because I live in Vancouver.
A federal judge in Virginia, you'll appreciate this one, has refused to vacate the life sentence handed down to a Somali man convicted in 2010 of basically an attack on a U.S. Navy vessel. He was charged for piracy. He was one of these Somali pirates, and they tried to take over a U.S. naval vessel off the coast of Africa. And he was sentenced to life in prison for piracy. He filed a motion last year claiming ineffective assistance of counsel. He claimed his lawyer failed to understand the laws and facts needed to prove piracy and failed to argue jurisdictional and other law regarding piracy offenses in territory. He also argued that his lawyer failed to advise him on plea deals and failed to negotiate or explain any plea offers. The judge basically said, you're a fucking moron because you were offered a 25-year offered a plea deal of 25 years in prison. All you had to do was testify against your co-defendants, the other people who were all charged in the whole thing, and he said that he will not be willing to testify against any of his co-defendants. So the judge said, so because of that, go fuck yourself, and locked away the key on him. So fuck you, pirate.
That is balls and way to stick to the pirate code, my friend.
Right?
I like that. I want to just, first of all, right off the top say, you guys are fucking lucky I can't afford a boat. Because I would totally be a goddamn pirate. I love that pirates are still a thing. I love that that is a possible occupation for me.
I don't understand. If you're on it, like, have you ever seen the videos of these guys taking over one of these ships?
Oh, yeah.
You have to scale like a 30-foot fucking wall on a rope. So you scale this wall, but all you have to do is stay on the top of the shovel. Because the guy needs both hands to climb up that wall. So as soon as the guy gets up close to the top, you plop him on the fucking head, he falls off. Next.
No, he tricks you every time.
How do they get on?
He tricks you every time. They got to be tricking. Like, you're not a pirate, are you? No. Are you sure? Because this is usually how the pirates do it. No. All right. No. Come on up, then.
This isn't a gun. This is a gift.
Is that a Uzi? Nope. Are you a pirate?
Nope.
No. All right, then.
You have to tell me. Legally, you have to tell me. Otherwise, it's entrapment.
Actually, no, I don't. That's a cop. That only works for cops. I'm a pirate. I mean, not a pirate.
All right, come on.
If anyone out there has a boat you're looking to get rid of and you want to donate a boat to a very good cause, send me an email at toddcochrane@gmail.com, or you can use my real email, Eric at ericandgord.world. So I need a boat, and I will be North America's first legitimate pirate. I don't know why there aren't pirates everywhere. I don't know why they're just in that one area of the world. Because they should be fucking all over the place. Because pirates are cool as shit. And that's awesome. I would be such a good pirate. Like, I thought about maybe like being a pirate in the shoe swap, but then that's more of a summer gig. I want year-round work.
I mean, you can always just get a gig at one of those pirate-themed restaurants.
No, I want to be like a legit pirate. I want to pillage and shit. Like, you can, I guess that's more Viking stuff, but pirates, like, that's cool. I just come up on the side of your boat and rob your shit. And then I boat away on my boat, and I'm just, like, fucking drinking rum and living the life.
You really need to look up at how these pirates live. I don't think you quite understand.
That's the other part I don't understand. You get all this fucking loot, and you just give it to the government, and I don't know, hoard that shit, man. You're a pirate. What are you... You're doing it all wrong. What are
you gonna do with a giant... Like, I get it if you're taking a fishing boat, but they're going after, like, tankers.
Well, yeah, but they take all this shit, and then they try to, like, sell it. Like, they take all the food that's going to Somalia, and then they try to sell it to the Somalians for way more than it's worth. That's the whole point of it, is to stop imports from getting to that country and then charge the government exorbitant amounts of money to get their imports back. Basically, for ransom. It's like what pirates do.
Yeah.
But they're fucking it up. You're right. You know what I should do is open a pirate school.
That's where I'm thinking you're missing the biggest opportunity.
Eric's Pirate. I will teach you how to do that shit right, and you won't get fucked up by Tom Hanks when I'm in charge. I'll tell you that.
Eric's Pirate College.
Eric's Pirate Versity. Captain Eric. So you know. Yeah, and fuck Tom Hanks. That dude was cool as shit. The guy who the pirates were just like, give us your boat. And he was like, no.
I don't want to.
I will not. And that fucked their whole plan up. They're like, yeah, no, that's what you do. You give us the boat now. He was just like, no. My version of that movie is going to be much better than Tom Hanks.
It'll be a lot funnier, that's for sure.
Give me your boat. No. It's going to be a short film.
And the movie just ends right there.
It's going to be it'll be a short film. Like 15-minute max. And 14 minutes is the guy climbing up the ladder on the side of the boat.
You just say no and push him over the side.
Oh, god damn. Pirating is cool, and I want to do it. Even I'm not much of a... I got invited, actually, to go crabbing for, like, a season.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck no. I saw, like... I watched those shows that... Fuck, I'm not doing that. That is work.
They have a high fatality rate, too.
Fishing boat people work like crazy. And I got a buddy who goes out every year. And he invited me. And I was like, no. I was like, I wouldn't last one fucking day. And you're on that boat for like 3 weeks or something at a time. That's what they don't really make it clear on those shows. Like, those boats don't go out. They don't come home for dinner that night. They are out for weeks at a fucking time.
Yep.
And it's not the dudes that are on the TV show. They get a nice, like, moderately good-looking crew to be on the show, and they're kind of funny, and they all hate each other, but at the end of the day, they like, laugh and have a drink. It's like you and 4 Filipinos, and they don't fucking talk to you, and you're on a shitty boat, and nobody bathes for 3 weeks, and you just fucking chain smoke and hate each other. And
drink energy drinks.
And drink energy drinks and work your fucking ass off.
Yeah.
And everything hurts. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it hurts. And it sucks. And everything's unnecessarily heavy. Like, even the fucking rope. Like, I couldn't even pull up a crab trap. I tried. I can't even get the fucking trap out of the water.
You'll learn quick, boy.
Not me. That's one thing I've learned is I don't like adapt well physically to things. I have been in the same physical condition I'm in since like the 9th grade. I don't get better. I don't get worse. This is it. This is what I'm not getting stronger. I'm not learning. I'm not adapting. This is just what you get. This is the hunt. So there's no like, I'll whip you into shape. You won't. You won't.
It's just not going to happen.
I am just, this is it. And if I get caught and tortured, I'm fucking telling them everything. First, as soon as the first zap, I'm telling them everything. So don't give me secrets because I don't like getting hurt and I'm not going to sit there and take it. I won't tell the judge shit. I won't tell a cop fuck nothing, but some guys like zapping me. Like they put the cloth over your face and then they got the car battery and the fucking, they got your cables there and they just put a wet cloth on your face and then zap your temples. First time, I tell them everything I know. As soon as they always do that dramatic thing where they dial it up, like they show him turning up the dial. You have one chance to speak, and they turn up the dial and then tap the cords, the ends of the cables together, and it makes the sparks. That's when I talk. That's when I talk. As soon as he cranks it up and it makes that sound, and then he with the sparks, I start singing right there. Tell him everything I know about you.
Remind me not to indulge my deepest, darkest secrets with you.
Not even in the slightest. I will volunteer everything to not get hurt. Because that sucks. That was what I just saw that in that movie. What's a shitty? I don't even know what. I watched a shitty movie. I haven't seen a movie in years, and I finally watched one, and it was shit. It was Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, and they were like hitmen or they protected people Samuel L. Jackson was a hitman and Ryan Reynolds was a guy who like protects people from hitmen, and then they got to work together and like
the hitman's bodyguard.
Something, I don't know. It had Selma Hayek. I don't know. Yep. How many movies could it was fucking Canadians on a plane. I don't know. Google that shit and fucking text me. And they did that to him. They did that with the car battery. That's where I just saw that happen. That's fresh in my mind that they do that shit. And Ryan Reynolds was just like not talking, right? Because he's all trained and shit, and he's all tough. And fuck you and your 6-pack, Ryan Reynolds. That dude is unnecessarily attractive. Like, you could just tone it down. Fuck you. He's probably cool as shit too. I bet he's super nice and fuck you.
He definitely seems like it, and that's the annoying thing.
I hope he's just a cunt. That would make me so happy to find out he was a cunt. I would like him so much more. If I go up and
I've not heard that yet.
If I introduce myself like, "Hey, Deadpool, I'm Eric, and I'm a fan," and he just like fucking spit on me and like, "Screw you, bum," I'd be like, I like you better now.
You are now amazing to me.
Because that's the shitty thing about him too, is I fucking liked him his whole life. Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place was funny as shit. Like ever since how old was that show? Like fucking, I was young. I was young, and that was a good show. I loved it. I've always loved him. So, and he's just fucking too good. I'm not a big Deadpool fan, but it wasn't bad.
I think Deadpool's fantastic. I loved it.
I just thought it was way overhyped for me. So by the time I saw it, I was just like, wait a minute. Like, I only came once. This isn't good, as everybody says. Oh, you're right. The Hitman's Bodyguard. That's actually right. What it's called. And you know what? That's exactly what I would have called it. Because that's totally, if you haven't seen it, that's what it's about.
That perfect title.
It's a bodyguard. He protects a hitman. Because he has to go, like, testify.
Yes.
It's a shitty movie. Go ahead. Let's talk about something else now. Because I'm just babbling like a fucking moron for the last half an hour.
Before we get to trying to think, because it's getting late, I got to go to bed. There is one thing I want to talk about because I just find it's just fucking hilariously stupid.
Oh yeah, shit! It's Sunday. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I forgot you are not a pirate.
No, the president of Ecuador, Lenin Moreno, we'll call him. Apparently, in a speech he gave to investors on Friday, he said that men were under threat of being denounced for harassment and added, at times with harassment, they torment ugly people. Quote, it gets better. Quote, that is to say that the harassment is when it comes from an ugly person. But if the person looks good, according to the standards, they tend not to think necessarily that it is harassment. So he literally said that only ugly women are the ones complaining of harassment. Totally, of course, everybody is freaked out, lost their minds on him. His apology is epic. Are you ready for this?
So he said attractive women don't get harassed.
No, attractive women don't see it as harassment. Don't think of it as harassment. Good-looking women don't complain.
Well, that's because they don't get called ugly. Ugly people complain because people tell them they're ugly all the time. That's just fucking scientific. That makes sense. Good-looking people, you don't tell them they're ugly, so they don't complain. They go, I don't know what they're talking about. He never called me ugly. Well, that's because you're fucking pretty, you weirdo, of course.
He's talking specifically about sexual harassment.
Well, yeah.
That's what it's specifically about. Being called ugly isn't sexual harassment. That's just harassment and bullying. It says only ugly women complain about being sexually harassed.
I cannot identify with the ugly in any way, so I have no frame of reference. I'm sorry. Unattractive people, call me, send me an email, let me know. I'm sure it's difficult. I don't know what it's like. But I empathize.
His apology is amazing. And I quote, in my comment about harassment, I did not intend to minimize such a grave topic as violence or abuses. I apologize if it was understood that way.
Nice. No, that could be just a weird translation. I don't want to jump to... That could be a weird translation for like the article. I don't want to jump... If that's what he actually said, that's fucking balls.
You fucking moron. So there's that. Yeah.
I apologize if you understood it that way.
I'm sorry if you took offense to that offensive statement I said.
I did not say an offensive thing.
If you don't like what I said. If you don't like what I said, clearly that means you're ugly.
If you don't like what I'm sorry, ugly people. I didn't know you were also stupid, because that's not what I said. Attaboy.
Oh,
Didn't we chart in Ecuador? Oh, no, that was El Salvador. Damn it.
Salvador, yeah, close.
People in Ecuador, send me an email. toddcochrancoulblowme@gmail.com. Tell me what it feels like to be ugly and what it's like to have an awesome president. That was the president? Prime Minister? Who is he?
He's the president.
The president of Ecuador. Yeah. Ecuador is right in that area of I don't give a fuck. Like nothing. Like when do you ever hear about Ecuador? It's just like, yeah, it's just like Equator said funny.
Yeah,
I don't like.
I
Nothing
always thought it was on the equator, but no.
Oh, is it not? I thought that was the whole deal with that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know virtually nothing about, like, my geography is fucking terrible. But it's one of those countries. There's like 85 million countries that you think are all Brazil. Like South America has 700 countries that I don't know. I know Brazil and Argentina and Peru. I don't know the other 697. There's not 700. Just for a guy who says I don't know what I'm talking about, I know there's not 700 countries in South America. Some of the things I say on the show are exaggerations for comedic value. Some.
Some things. Not all of it, but some.
Speaking of comedic value, check out...
Ecuador is right on the equator, so there you go. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I would assume. It's got to be like...
Southern...
Some things
the northern tip of South America.
Yes, so it's like around like Panama and all that shit. It's all in the same area, and I don't care. None of it matters.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's countries out there that don't matter, and I don't know what you do, Ecuador, but I'm sorry you're ugly.
Yeah, it's right below Colombia, and between Colombia and Peru.
Oh shit, that's like the one area I just said I know.
Yep.
That's funny. I'm like, I don't know anything except for Colombia and Peru. No idea where Ecuador is. Right in the middle of two. Of course it fucking is.
Right between.
What? I gotta see a picture of this guy. I bet you he's just fucking ugly as shit, too. And he's probably little and weird.
Yeah, I just closed the picture down now.
A little fucking thalidomide baby. Fucking Kim Jong-un, but with flippers and one eye. He's like, yeah, you people are ugly. Dictators are always like that.
Well, that's why they're assholes.
I don't know if he's a dictator, but I assume he's not a nice man if he's out just calling out ugly people. What is going on in the world? Like, that's a fucking Trump speech, man. Don't be like Trump, world leaders. Don't do that. Be like, hey, ugly people. It's not harassment to the pretty people. Yeah, fuck, that's Chip Wilson Day. Fat women shouldn't wear Lululemon. He didn't say that. He said some women, but you know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, you can't just become the head of something and turn into fucking Ryan Reynolds. You gotta, like, it's too many people do that. Like, leaders, you become the leader of something and you just become a piece of shit. Stop it. Guys, like, fuck. I say that women are way offside with the Me Too movement, and they're going to, but guys, use your fucking heads. No wonder. Stop pissing them off all the time with stupid shit. And this goes to all you genderless people. Whatever your significant other is, don't be stupid. Use your head when you're dealing with people. Be respectful. Be nice. Implement the easiest thing in the world. And the two sexes and the rest of you people can do this to, like, whoever you interact with. That's the greatest thing, and that's why Gord and I call it the easiest thing in the world. Doesn't matter what your pronoun is. Doesn't even factor into it. You just be nice to everyone. It's that simple. You meet someone on the street and you have to have an interaction with them. You just do that politely and go about your day. And the pronoun thing doesn't ever come up. I promise you, never is it raised. You just do your thing and go on your way. And do that to everyone you meet in your day. It's literally the easiest thing in the world. And then these situations probably wouldn't arise. And we would stop these ridiculous accusations. And we could... guys could go back to being guys, and girls could go back to being girls, and we don't have to be fucking walking on eggshells around each other because we're so goddamn scared. And then all the other people who don't identify as guys or girls, you could just do whatever the fuck you want, and we'll just not pretend that it fucking matters. We gotta start treating each other with a basic level of respect again. It is horrendous the way we just deal with each other on a regular basis. And I know I sit behind a microphone and I say some shitty things because I think people are stupid. But I wouldn't have to if you weren't so fucking stupid all the time. Not all of you, just a lot of people are stupid. And if you stopped being stupid, then these Me Too things wouldn't have to happen. And these grand, it wouldn't take some grand movement every time. We wouldn't have these bullshit situations. Just start being nice to everybody on a basic human level. Don't be like Trump. Don't let Trump be an example of how we're supposed to treat each other. I don't care if he does a few good things during his shitty fucking time as a goddamn bullshit president. Yeah, he's done a few good things. You'd have to. In 4 years of sitting around fucking playing golf, trying to run a goddamn country into the ground, and all the countries around it. Yeah, you're going to do something right. Sign a bill that Obama left behind. Oh, what's this under the desk? I don't know. Fucking sign it. It looks good. Oh, Trump passed this bill. It's amazing. This guy's a moron. Don't be like him. Don't talk like him. How did you vote for him? Fuck. During the election, he's talking this shit. Punch him in the pussy and fucking grab their pussy and fucking... This is the guy you vote for? And then you wonder why your kids are growing up fucked up and half of them are raping the other half and the other half are accusing them of shit they're not doing because they brushed up against them on a bus stop? No wonder we're fucked.
Yep.
That's one thing I'll give Trudeau. At least he's a little more not fucked in that way. He's just a stupid rich kid who shouldn't be running a country, but he's giving $50 million to MasterCard because he remembers them from when he got his first one when he was 3.
Oh, man.
God damn it. Gord's tired. I can always tell when Gord lets me go off on these tangents, it's because he's too tired to talk. So we should... let Gord go. These live episodes, we're pushing 2 hours every goddamn time. I love it.
It's a lot of fun.
It is. It is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. And listeners, we will be live all this week. And who knows, if it keeps going well, we'll go beyond that. I thought it would be weird because we can't guarantee a time, but with all the engagement we're getting, it really doesn't matter.
No, not necessarily. Hey, did you see that China finished out that fucking hospital for the coronavirus?
I did.
It took them 10 days to build have you seen the size of it?
Yes. And it makes me think that if you can build a fucking hospital in 10 days, why do you take 10 years to fucking build a hospital?
Yeah.
Because it can be
Makes you wonder what's going to be actually going on in there, though.
Everything,
it's all pods.
Everything about this story makes me wonder what's going on in there. You can't. Yeah. You have to be within 2 meters of someone and actually inhale a fucking. It's not airborne. This virus. It is not an airborne virus. It cannot be contracted through the skin. You have to inhale the fucking fluid from someone. Someone has to basically sneeze on you to get this fucking thing. It is so not scary in any fucking way, and it's not a flu. And you add up the numbers around the world. I've got them here. The numbers all around the world, even with the total death count, which is 361 now, it is still not a fucking story. I don't understand what you guys are falling for. I don't understand why all this misinformation is getting caught and spread around, and why this is a worldwide health crisis. It's not even a fucking China-wide health crisis. It's not a health crisis of any kind. what the fuck is the story here? Why are we... But the fact that you could build a hospital in 10 days, where in this country it's like 10 years to get approved, and then another 10 years to start, and then 10 years to build, like, Jesus Christ, they've been working on hospitals since I'm born that they're not even done yet, and that these guys could throw one up in 10 days. It's probably made out of lead and fucking factory workers, but...
Oh, yeah, it's from the bones of people who died to make it, absolutely. But the thing is this one holds 1,000 beds, and they have a second hospital that's under construction that's going to hold 1,500 beds.
That is...
They're building 2 hospitals.
Yeah, I heard about it today. I didn't actually read about it. I had someone else was telling me. Someone who was at my mother's Super Bowl party was telling me about it. So
it's insane. Like, it's so huge.
It is
like
insane.
The sheer square footage that this thing takes up is ridiculous.
It's very frustrating that can be done. You almost want it to not be able to be done just so you don't think that our construction workers are just fucking useless and taking advantage of us, and that our government red tapes everything to fucking death when we actually need it.
Yep. But they did it all right. It's all prefabbed pods. And all you gotta do is bolt the pods together.
Very
add a wall,
upsetting.
take out a wall. Simple. It's incredible. I'm just blown away by the picture. I'm literally just stunned because it's so massive.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, it's big. It's bigger than the West Edmonton Mall.
I'm not even looking at it right now. I'm looking up the numbers. Here we are right now. As of 7 hours ago is the most recent I can find. We've got a grand total around the world of 16,758 infected people. 16,577 of those are in China. So literally there's like less than 200 people outside of China that are infected. There has been one death outside of China.
That's it.
One death. I can't even, I don't even know what this flag is. I don't know. I just have a picture of a flag with one death. I don't even know what fucking country that is. It's probably, I don't know, I'll have to look it up. But one death, literally. Outside of China, one person has died. Why is this an international fucking health scare? For one person. How many people have died since I started that sentence?
Oh, Christ.
A baby dies on this planet of starvation every 2 seconds. Why isn't that a crisis? Why isn't malaria a crisis? Why is this fucking goddamn flu that's not even as bad as the flu? And even the World Health Organization says just fucking wash your hands like you would any other flu and you'll be fucking fine unless you're 80 and you're already sick.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? I don't understand it. I haven't researched it. I can't find the answer. There is some kind of bullshit going on. This should not be a thing. It makes no sense.
The only reason it is this well known is just because of how quickly this particular strain spreads. Because you've got 20-something days and you've got 17,000 people. For some reason, they think that this is a really big deal. Like I said, I'm with you. I don't see it.
It is very well contained. There of the 16,700 people that are infected, 16,500 are in the area where it was fucking contained. This is nothing. There is nothing going on here. The countries, if you look at the list I'm looking at, in every other country in the world, there's literally like fucking 1 case, 2 cases. There's like 8 in the States. It's 1 and 2 cases. It's not even spreading. It's just in fucking China.
That's it. It's not a big deal.
It's really not. Anywhere in the world, it's not a big deal. And it's not worse than the flu. It's not as bad as the flu. Just wash your hands. And cover your fucking mouth when you sneeze.
Yep.
I I don't understand the fear. I don't understand why are they building 2 hospitals? It doesn't make sense. Nothing about this fucking story makes any sense.
Those hospitals will be used for something else.
Maybe they're planning something. Maybe this is...
Yep.
If this is a trick because they're setting off a nuclear bomb and that's why Buddy got the prize, that would make sense. Maybe the world is fucked. Maybe we pissed off Huawei lady, and what she meant by 5Gs is she sent it a 5G fucking nuke our way. Because
I don't even know what to say, because that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Those aren't hospitals. Those are fucking fallout shelters. They're protecting their asses. We're all fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Just wait.
But this is not a thing. Everyone, you can find your own numbers. I found them from the Canada Coronavirus Canada website. Those are numbers from 7 hours ago, and I'm still not. I don't know a story. Why is this a story? I also found information that this virus was around last year.
This virus has been around for almost 40 years.
It just didn't. It killed as many people last year. It just didn't make the fucking news.
Yeah. This virus has been around for so long that The Simpsons made a joke about it in 1997.
There you go. Why is this news? What the fuck is actually going on? Other than the Chinese stock market is fucking tanking. And I think that has a lot to do with this. I really do. And they've shut it down. No one's allowed to sell on the Chinese stock market until February 3rd. This is dumb. This is just not a story. But if you look on the United States coronavirus outbreak fucking page, they've got all the countries listed, but they don't have numbers. They just have all the countries listed, and then it looks bad. It looks like an outbreak because there's a lot of countries it's in. They don't mention that it's like one fucking dude in every country, sometimes 2.
Yeah, no, there's mention of that.
Of the 16,700, more than 16,500 are still in the Wuhan or Wu Clan area, whatever it is, Wu-Tang.
Oh, fuck. Dang.
And so this is what I wanted to end on, and I won't keep Gord too much longer because he's got to work in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
This is fucking ridiculous. And this is a Canadian survey. 80% of us think we should suspend mainland China residents from entering Canada because of this fucking bullshit. That is absurd. We have a giant Chinese community in our country. We have a giant Asian community in our country. And the amount of racist shit I'm hearing. Now, Gord and I were on this a year ago because Kim's Convenience is racist as fuck. And the fact that we're all laughing, I made a big deal about why is it okay to be racist to Asians? Why is that funny? It's not, you couldn't do that to any other culture in the world. You couldn't have that TV show, but they have it, and it's funny because that dude doesn't even have an accent. He's fucking born and raised in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not. I'm sorry. He's born in Vancouver, but he lives in Toronto to do that fucking racist piece of shit, not funny goddamn cunt show. And CBC should be ashamed of themselves for even running that crap. And it's just, for some reason, it's funny to be racist to Asian people. It doesn't matter what country they're from. They're just all Chinese, and we hate them. But the shit I've heard, like that, we should be locking them out. And hey, did you drop your China virus? And like, fucking just everyone's just being horrible. It's what we did to the Japanese in World War II. We're doing it to the Chinese now, and they didn't do a fucking thing wrong. A couple of dudes got the flu, and we're turning on them like fucking rats in a cage. What is wrong with us? We're Canadians, for fuck's sakes.
The worst I've still heard so far is that one for the school where the parents said that all Asian children should be taken home for 21 days and not be allowed in school for 21 days.
All parents should be fucking kicked in the groin for 21 days for having an idea like that. Fuck you.
I agree. I fully agree.
This racist shit, it's not happening because of the coronavirus. It was there. It's just been bubbling up for a while now, and now we have an excuse. And all you people, this isn't like just because of the coronavirus. This is your true colors coming out, you sick fucking people. And I sit on the show and I say how there's no racism in this country and we got nothing to worry about and everything's fine. And then you go and do this to me. Fuck you very much. The Asian people fucking founded this country. Read a book. They built this country while we occupied it. And let them die along the railroad, and then we fucking put them in internment camps and treated them like shit for 150 years. We've been kicking these people. And now you just want to do it again because a couple of dudes got the sniffles? And they're nowhere in Canada. There's like 2 in Toronto and 2 in Vancouver or something stupid. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Everyone in Canada, shut the fuck up. You're not... They're in Toronto and Vancouver. And we're in the biggest fucking landmass on the planet. And you're worried, you think your Chinese kid's going to give your kid the sniffles? Fuck you, you racist prairie fucking hick. It's not coming anywhere near you. You got to be within 2 meters. No one goes within 2 meters of Saskatchewan on purpose. You're fine. Fucking disgusting the way we're treating people. And I don't know why this fucking non-story is even in the news, but our reaction to it is the most shocking fucking thing about it. Any one of you that has
I agree.
Any sort of blame a Chinese guy for this thing, and I'm hearing shit, oh, it's because of their diet. It's because they eat weird over there.
No,
it's not. And they eat weird over there because they got 1 billion people crammed into a place the size of Rogers Arena. And that's why they fucking... Oh, the flu's spreading real fast. You think? They live on top of each other. They don't have yards. They don't have shit. Their houses are... Have you seen them? Every apartment building has 750,000 apartments in it. And none of them have doors. That's why it's spreading so fast. They're literally shoulder to shoulder in that country at all times. You can't get away from it. It makes sense. Use your fucking head.
Yeah, I just don't think they want to. I really don't. I just don't see the brains anymore.
It makes perfect sense. Oil prices are going up because the Chinese stock market is going down. Everyone bounced on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going up now. America's in a trade war with China, and we can't convince them to bring us our 2 fucking dudes who we let rot in a Chinese fucking jail. This is a good way to turn on them and get everything swinging back our way. Don't do it. Canada, especially don't do it. We don't even need that new fucking NAFTA, because guess what? Because of Brexit, we're renegotiating all our shit. So we can tell USA to fuck off. Don't buy into this shit. China will recover. These people will be fine.
Don't care if they recover or not.
More than the number of people total affected all around the world will die in China. Every day. 19,000 people die a day in that country. We didn't give a fuck about them then. Every day we don't give a fuck about them. And that's a real number. I'm not pulling that out of my ass. Anyone who wants to review and say, I don't know what I'm talking about, I do.
Yeah.
That's a real number. 19,000 people a day die in that fucking country. And we don't give a shit. For 150 years, we don't give a shit. Now all of a sudden we care? Why?
Now
oil. Oil. It's about fucking oil. Fuck you guys. Everybody. Seriously. That is... Wow. Is this just like a weird reaction to Greta fucking Thunberg?
Like I always say, everybody just wants to point the fucking finger.
Stop it.
Nothing more.
We are an example around the world for not doing this kind of shit. Don't become a Trump fan. Don't be like that. In 4 years, he's going to be a fucking punchline, and that's it. He is going to have nothing but negative effects on that shit country that's stuck on our ass. And they are never going to recover from the damage he does. But neither will we if we start acting like this. Go hug a Chinese guy. Right now. Even the ugly ones. In Ecuador.
Even the ugly ones.
That doesn't apply here. There's no ugly people here. But in Ecuador, go hug an ugly Chinese guy. They are fucking the people that built everything good in this country and got no credit for it whatsoever. But if you've walked on a road or you ever took a train anywhere, it's because of them. And they don't even say anything. No wonder they're mean to us. Fuck. I gotta go back to Vancouver and apologize to half the fucking city now because of you pricks. Because now I gotta go through all Chinatown where I've lived for the last 3 years ago. I get why you were mean to me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. You guys. Now I know why you look at me weird when I walk into your store. It's because we fucking do this to you. How do I go back to Vancouver and fucking hold my head up like I used to and go, oh, they're the ones with the attitude? Fucking
that's just it. I don't get how, like I said, all this over the sniffles. It just makes no sense. Nobody freaked out over black people in the sense of from Africa when the Ebola was fucking breaking out. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a real disease. That's a real thing to be terrified about.
Ebola is the scariest motherfucking thing on the planet. Yeah. Ebola is the only thing I'm scared of. Literally, like, yeah. I'll go play with a lion. I don't give a fuck. Ebola scares the shit out of me. That just melts your organs till you're dead. You know how much that's gotta suck?
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
That's something serious. Everyone listening around the world, if you something you want to really freak me out, give me Ebola. Like, just come near me with Ebola. That shit's scary.
That is terrifying.
This is not like that. Go watch the movie Outbreak and see how this is so not like that.
Yeah.
Don't be mean to Chinese people.
That's it. Okay, I'm going to bed. 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be up in 4 hours.
All right, cool. I will probably still be up. I'll probably still be doing this show. So, everybody say goodnight to Gord. I'm going to play some music as Gord says goodnight. Thanks a lot for listening. We're going to be back hopefully tomorrow. I don't know, probably not, because Gord's been up all fucking weekend because of me. Until we hear from you again, take care of each other.
See you, everybody.
What am I going to do? I'm going to do, how about not funny? Appropriate title for this song. Good night. Why is it not playing? Oh, it is. Never mind. All right.
All right, dude. You have a good night.
You too, buddy. Sorry for keeping you up so late.
No worries, my friend. If I wanted to be on early, I would have got there. I'm good to go. I'll